so forth.
Yeah.
Try to think of all the things that we could imagine him doing. And then I slowly started pulling this gear together, and I finally had the whole outfit together, the whole costume and
Yeah.
everything that I wanted. And I just drove downtown to the parking lot, parked the car, got out, walked down the streets in this damn cowboy outfit with spurs and guns on my hips, walked into the television station, and I said, I'm here to try out for a television show.
There you go.
And they said, do you have an appointment? I said, nope. I just walked in off the street. I wanted your station, and I want a particular show that you got against, and I want to play against him because I can beat him.
That's great.
And so they looked it up, and they said, well, yeah, we don't have anybody. Okay. So they said, we'll set it up for next week. So I went back, got in the car, and drove home and said, okay, here's what our time slot is. Here's what we had to break it down into. So many seconds for this one, so many seconds for this one, and broke it down. And I went in and I did the commercial. Well, I didn't know anything about television at all, you know. And the director's back there going like this. And I don't know what the hell's the matter with him. He got a fly or something on him, you know. Well, it's a sign for cut. You're finished. That's it. We've got it.
Yeah.
You know. And I finally had to stop. Is there something wrong? He says, cut. It's all right. So they looked at it, they said, oh yes, we'll take you on, and that's how I got started.
So you and Grammy came up with the whole thing?
Yeah,
Oh.
Awesome.
Mom did most of the writing of the storyline and of the stories and the things we were going to talk about, and then I did the presentation.
Wow.
And then you had the TV show,
Yeah.
and then that started with the going out in the public
Mm-hmm.
and doing the fairs and
Yeah. Then doing small fairs. I didn't care how small it was.
Yeah.
As long as they wanted me, I get your name out there.
Yeah.
Get your name out there. Get that name. Somebody says, rock band. Oh, I heard a rock band called so-and-so, you know. That's very important.
Yeah. Getting around. That's true.
Another guy that was very, 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 very wealthy, well off, and he told me, don't ever sell anything that doesn't have your name on it.
There you go.
Get your name on your product,
Yeah.
because anybody that buys that product, your name is right there in view, and everybody will recognize the name before they recognize the item that you're selling.
Yeah. That's true.
And I said, okay, that makes sense.
Good idea. Huh. Crazy. So it just kind of started on, you thought you could do better than someone, basically?
That's it. Pure and simple, just guts.
Yeah.
Walked in there, I knew nothing. I just bluffed my way through. I told the stage or the manager that was going to edit the thing. I told him, I says, I have no experience. I will learn as I go.
Yeah.
But I guarantee me, I learn fast. I'm a street learner,
Yeah.
and I'll learn quickly. I won't make the same error twice.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, that's good enough for him.
you bluffed your way into a lot of stuff, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
It's fun.
Didn't you say when you came to California you bluffed your way into a
House.
house?
I sure did. Well, when I arrived in Palo Alto, we arrived in San Diego with $5 left. That's it. No job, no nothing. And I got us from San Diego to Sunnyvale, and we ran out of money. And we only had 10 more miles to go, or whatever it was, to Palo Alto. And I called my aunt, who was living there, and I told her where I was at and what was going on. And she sent me $20, and that got us up to her place. We moved into a room at her place until we get started. And I went right out. Right from that, I went out job shopping right away.
Yeah.
Easiest job in the world to get is a job in an industrial complex like that is a guard job, because they turn over a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Okay.
so I got the guard's job, and the first paycheck that I got from him bounced.
Ooh.
So I went to the owner of the company, and he saw it was a mistake. My bookkeeper didn't get it in time. I said, fine and dandy. So I worked another week, got my paycheck, it bounced. So I went down to the bank where he banked, and I wanted to talk to the manager. I told him, I said, I'd like you to call this bank and let's find out what's going on back here. with this guy, and supposedly his funds are tied up. And he said, I can't do that, Mr. Sawyer, I'm sorry. I said, what do you mean you can't do that? He said, bank privileges, that's private information, I can't give that out to you. He says, you have your bank call us, and we'll deal bank to bank, but I can't do that. And I said, now look, I explained the story to him, and I'm out here cold turkey, and I'm trying to find a job, and I need one. I've got 2 kids. Not your fault, I understand that, but I'll do the job. I need a job. And he said, oh, I can't do that. And I said, look, my mother is retired, but she's still got her wits about her, and she's sharp, and she's old, but she's retired. She's retired from the bank, Indiana National Bank, as a vice president. Now I can call her, and she can walk down there and look at the file herself, because she's still got the clearances to do that. And I said, but that's going to cost me a long distance phone call, which I don't have the money for. It's going to cost me extra time, which I don't have. Waiting around, it's killing me.
Yeah.
I got to get something going. And he said, oh hell, he said, she's vice president, well, all right, we'll do it. She wasn't a vice president, she was a janitor. She was a janitor, that's what she was.
There you go. That's awesome.
So I went home, and they called, got the information. He's in deep trouble. He's going into bankruptcy, and he's got a lot of trouble, so get away from it. So I did. Next paycheck I got, he made sure my check was good, because I was coming to
Oh,
work.
yeah.
And I cashed it and quit. Cashed the check and quit at the same time.
Okay.
And went and found another job. And I started in on a graveyard shift, working 8 o'clock at night to 4 in the morning. And by a week and a half, I had my job down to where I had extra time. I rerouted it, made it more commercially friendly to us so we could make more money out of it, and saved the company some money. And the guy brought me in and gave me a desk job, sitting at a desk, answering phones and so forth, and setting up meetings with protective clients of the detective agency. And within a month and a half, I really knew what was going on in there, and I said, I'm wasting my time sitting in the office, I want to go out.
Yeah.
So I went out on my own and started selling accounts. First day I went out, I sold a $1.5 million contract, and brought it back in with a blank check. I stopped and got a blank check from the bank, made the check out to my boss for $1.5 million and handed it to him. I said, there's what I've been doing this afternoon. He said, what's this? I said, that's what I made you this afternoon. You did what? I said, I sold food machinery, FMC. I sold them a guard contract. We start in 2 weeks. My God Almighty, he was floored. He couldn't believe it, because at that time he had about 17, 18 employees,
Yeah.
and I run him up to 25 employees just in that one count alone.
Wow.
And so he brought me right back in the office. He says, you stay in here and go out and do your sales and do whatever you want. And I was fine dandy. So I went out. The next week I didn't sell anything, and the week after that I sold a big account, Hewlett Packard, which is an enormous account. And then I sold Ampex, and I sold, what the hell was it? They make, they transport tomato juice to all of the restaurants, and some outfit supplies restaurants with food. I sold them. And first thing you know, I had over 400 employees working.
Oh my gosh.
And he made me vice president of the company, the corporation. And that's where we started. It was all up here. I know I can do this. If I put myself to it, I can do it.
Yeah.
We got a good product, and I was trying to make it better. I made the guys stand inspections. No other guard company made their men stand inspection, but when you went out on the field, you were spit and shined like a guard should be.
Yeah.
And I built a reputation there. I became the vice president of the National Society for Industrial Security, and I assume you have these in your or you have organizations that promote your rock and roll, don't you?
Yeah.
That's a good place to get starts and get names from. I like, for instance, a guy was telling me over lunch with one of the members, he was telling me how much trouble he's having getting what he wanted to accomplished, you know. And he said, I finally just gave up on it. That's all I needed. He said, I gave up. Well, that opened the door for me, and I just walked in behind him, cut him a nickel an hour over what he bid. I cut a nickel an hour and got the contract. And it's just a matter of getting your name at the right place at the right time, and then having faith in yourself.
Yeah.
How'd you wind up at Lockheed?
At Lockheed, Ludich's wife, that was the owner of the corporation, his wife committed suicide. She was an alcoholic, and she committed suicide. And when she committed suicide, he lost all interest in everything, and he started drinking. He became a drunk, just drunk all the time. And I was running around cleaning up messes that he made. And finally I got tired of doing that, so I just I was talking to Roy Webb, who's one of my customers. I was in charge of one of my accounts. And I was telling him of the problems, and that I need to find some solutions. And he said, that's no problem, come to work for me. He said, I'll give you a job in government security. He says, you have some experience? I said, sure, I've had experience, I've got a clearance, yeah. Like hell, I didn't have a goddamn thing. If you'd have said you had experience being a clown, sure, I worked for Ringling, Barnum and Bailey. I did tell him something, you know.
That's funny.
And,
See, we need to learn from Grampy. We just bluff our way through everything and get in.
well, you'd be surprised how many times you can make a point and get it across, and the person over there may think that's peaches and cream to them, you know.
Yeah.
Wow, he's got experience that I need, you know, and they hire you. So I went to work but it was before Lockheed. I went to work for this guy on that basis, and he made me senior security officer for the corporation, and we were a part of Philco Ford.
Okay.
And they flew me back to Philco to see how the operation was going there, and I looked at it, I didn't like it at all. I didn't want to be with a big corporation like they were, it was something else. You had to get Joe's signature because Joe was higher class than Sam was, and Sam was a higher class than Bill, and it was just authorized signatures, it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And so I left there, and they were at the process of laying off. So I walked in my boss, I said, I'm gonna quit because I've gotta get me a job. And I can't wait for you to set my timetable. I've gotta set my own because I got a family to support. So he said, all right, he said, I'll give you a time. He said, how about 3 weeks? And I said, 3 weeks is fine. So he gave me 3 weeks of pay, and I went out job hopping. And I found me this job at Lockheed, and I knew Roy Webb from the American Society of Industrial Security, where I had been a vice president and run the thing for him. So I had an inn there, and it was a big enough inn that he hired me. And I went to work for Lockheed and then stayed there 18 years. It's just, I did it all just on the fact of believing in myself and what I was selling.
Yeah.
I know I got a good product, I know people will like it, and I know that they will come talk to me, and I'll get the contract. And that's what I did. It's kind of walk and talk. Walk and talk was my motto, as a matter of fact.
That was my motto.
Walk and talk. I don't care who you are. You be sitting like dressed like that, and I'll introduce myself. Hi, I'm with Associate Security Agency, and I provide guards for businesses that need security. How do you stand with your business? Oh, I don't have a business. I'm a salesman, or I'm a machine operator. Fine and dandy. Well, I hope you do well on that. Hi, my name's Buz Sawyer, and I talked to the guy next to me. You know, that's all I did. Walk and talk. And you'd be surprised how many customers will come to you.
Yeah. It's true.
You walk and talk.
Talk about who you know. Connections.
I'd see a guard of mine. And he'd be in a bar having a beer maybe before he's going to work or something. I didn't mind the beer, as
Yeah.
long as it's just a beer, you know. You don't come to work with booze on your breath. And but I'd see a guard and he'd be in uniform. I'd walk over and sit down and I'd start talking with him. And first thing I know, and he'd say, "What do you do?" And I said, "I'm vice president of that company you work for. And I'm amazed that you've got the gall to sit here with my uniform in a bar before you go to work. You turn around and go back and draw your pay. You ain't gonna have no bar hopping guards sitting on my shifts, no
Yeah.
sir. You can't play the instrument. Don't come to me. You can learn. You can play it the way we want to play it. Don't come."
Yeah.
And you got to be proud of what you sell.
Yeah. That's true.
So how long did you do the TV show for?
Almost 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
#1 hit show. They never did catch me. I voted that other guy off the air so quick he didn't know what the hell happened to him. And I kept the lead. I had the lead show in my time slot for 6 years running.
That's awesome.
I get all kind of people to appear on there. Again, walk and talk.
Yeah.
And I'd go downtown, Indianapolis. I'd go downtown. I'd go in my cowboy outfit, full dress. You know, pure whites with red flowers and all the dangles and the fringe hanging from it, and
Yeah.
all that. You know, and a white cowboy hat and a two-tone black decorated cowboy boots.
Yeah.
I'd walk right in. Anybody want to stop and talk to me? I'll stop and talk to you. That's more business for me. You know?
Yeah. That's
Talk
true.
to anybody. You got money? I want some of it.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, and then dressing for success, like you said, like just going wherever dressed up like, you know, the cowboy
Yeah.
outfit. Like I do the same thing, like I'll dress up like I'm on stage. Like anywhere I'll go, you know, it draws attention, you know.
That's important.
Yeah.
It really is. You asked Brian Michael today what he was successful. He was successful with. It was his computer escort service, his limousine
The
service.
limo business, yeah.
Yeah, the limo service. But I taught him when you go meet somebody, you dress appropriately
Yeah.
for the guy you're meeting.
Yeah.
I had a business man with Goodyear Tire and Rubber when I first started working, and he used to come in to work dressed like this.
Mm-hmm.
Then he would walk out of his office. He would have the equivalent of an Armani suit on. He'd have shine shoes and everything. He was immaculate because he was going to go call on a businessman, and he wanted to be dressed appropriately.
Yeah.
And he carried 3 sets of clothes in his car.
Yeah.
He carried a salesman's set of clothes, a contractor set of a working man's set of clothes, and a businessman's set of clothes. So he could appear to any one of the 3 he wanted to.
Yeah.
And then he would go in, and it makes a big contract, you know, because you're hitting the guy the way he thinks of himself,
Yeah.
and it strikes a bell with people.
Yeah, it makes you.
Hey,
makes them relate
calm
to you, or
down.
think they could relate to you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's again selling yourself.
Yeah.
I'm the most important guy around,
Yeah.
and I sell myself. I'm not bashful.
Yeah. That's true.
There he is.
Hey,
Hey.
How's it feel driving?
feels good.
Oh, good. I
I
hope
need
so.
new battery, new cables. $216.
Woo!
What's a cable?
I knew they were hot.
Battery cables?
New battery cables that go to it. You have to take the whole front tire off and go through the fender well to get to the battery and take the air box off.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I've changed it out before. It's
Good Lord. Good.
it's a pain.
That's an engineering feat of brilliance, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why the labor, you know.
Yeah.
It was $100 for a battery.
And the rest of it's all labor.
$100 for the battery, and then you know, the cables they bought, and then $30 to do the cables, $40 to put the battery on, and tax.
God.
So, which $40 ain't bad, because to take the tire off, take
Yeah.
that panel, the air box.
Oh, that's a
'cause
lot of
in
labor.
Phoenix they wanted
Of course, like, it's
$75.
worth it to me. I don't have to do it.
Dude, I've done it. It's a pain.
Yeah, you know what it's like, huh?
They had to re-splice all that. We're good. The alternator was charging good. They're getting like 13 volts, or almost 14 volts. So at least it wasn't that.
Well, that's strong and steady.
Yeah. How come both cars are missing?
They're gone.
Both of them?
Oh, I think
Randy
Oh, no.
took one.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where you went, but
He had someplace
oh,
to
the
go.
store.
I told him that prostitute's hours are nighttime, not daytime. He just laughs.
That's funny.
At least the good ones, huh?
The good one. So, everything is in.
Feels like we just got
So then,
here.
what did Grammy do for the TV show? Did she participate a lot?
No, Grammy was scared of the camera.
Was she?
Scared to death of talking in front of people.
But she would do live stuff.
I got her over that. I got her over being scared, and she'd appear in public.
Yeah.
Several times she got mad at me. She'd go out as Sneezeweed with this clown costume, like a bum on the hook, you know, dragging a wagon full of lollipops, and she'd throw lollipops at the kids. And we were doing a show for the baseball team. And in the process of doing the show for the team, we were going to entertain before and then during the breaks of the innings, you know, when they were switching sides, Betty would run out and pass out candy and different things, and then they'd take a 7 o'clock break, and I would warm up the show to start, and then when the game was over, we'd present a show, and most of the people stayed and see the show.
Yeah.
And so forth. Except Betty was so mad, she come storming back. She had smoke coming out her ears, because she wore these big overalls,
Yeah.
you know, and big long floppy shoes, like a real clown type outfit.
Yeah.
And as she walks by the box where the batters all sit, and they sit in a little dugout like.
Yeah.
As she walked by there, hey, good looking, hey, good looking. Hey, why don't you zip up your zipper? Hey, your zipper's out. And she got all paranoid. Her zipper was down. She's looking, trying to find the zipper. She said, those are dirty guys. She said, it made me so mad. But she got over it, and she'd do small presentations,
Yeah.
Oh,
little stunt. We'd work up some kind of a funny little stunt, and then she'd pull it off.
Yeah.
But she got over it. She was good. She wrote material. Good writer, smart writer. She wrote good stuff.
That's cool.
so what did you do for a show normally?
What do you mean, what we do?
Like, what did it consist of? Like,
A movie, and from there on in, we had a fictitious family called the Mark True, Bar MT. Bar M, the T underneath it. That was our how you call it, all of a sudden I'm going lost for words.
Signature.
Come on. Rustlers used them. Branding iron.
Brand-
There
yeah.
you go.
And branding iron.
Yeah.
And that was our ranch supposedly
Uh-huh.
we had. And then we built stories around this ranch about things that happened on the ranch, and we'd reenact a play for the
Yeah.
kids. And they'd have to watch the whole show to get the meaning of the
Yeah.
show or whatever it was that we were presenting. And then we'd come up with a new show every week. She'd come up with some damn thing. And that'll never work, Betty. That'll never work. Long about Wednesday. Yeah, that might work. Yeah, that might work. It's
we need
gotta
a
work.
show.
Yeah.
So the pictures you have, like with James Garner and other, what is that? Was that live stuff or?
The station owned a certain amount of westerns, their own, that they bought and controlled. And then they had a lease agreement that I could go down, I could see some movies I wanted. I'd pick one, and then they would lease it for that day. Then I would pay them for the use of that film. Use it.
So you would like interview stars or what were you?
Oh, he's backing the truck in. No, I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's trying to come in.
Randy.
I'm parked in a spot that might be.
Oh, he's okay. I think he moved out of the way.
Okay.
Also wants hey young so. Okay, that's it. See, he understands me.
They have their own
What?
language.
Ding ding dow.
That hairdo just brought it on.
That's because I'm quick, guys. Remember that.
He's quick.
We know.
When I want to be.
I don't know about that. That's fun. So, like, do you think you had like a passion for what you did? Like,
Oh, loved it.
Loved
Loved every minute. Loved every minute of it.
that's good.
If I'd go back and do it now if I was skinny young thing, I'd do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Met a lot of nice people, met a lot of bums. And it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Of course, to me, there's nothing better than to be a clown or to be a singer or to be a musician
Entertaining, yeah.
and entertain somebody and feel, you can feel, I'm sure you do, you can feel it from your audience. It's an energy that comes from them. And you can, I can feel it on my body. I can feel the energy coming from the audience. They're liking what we're doing
Yeah.
and they're enjoying it. They're having fun. And that's a real great thing. It's to go into a room or an auditorium or something where there's a sheet of wall there of people,
Yeah.
you know. Now let's get to them. Let's get in their hearts. Let's move them, you know.
Yeah.
And you start, and then pretty soon you can feel them start coming with you. They're with you.
Yeah.
And then you know when you've got them, they're yours, you know. And then that's a great feeling.
Yeah.
Because you've taken their life, brought a happiness into it.
Yeah. That's cool.
You want to sell me as an agent? I'll go out and sell your business.
Yeah.
Alright.
There you go.
That's funny.
That right, Pooch?
I wish Grampy could see you on stage.
I wanted to so bad to come. I
He's
just,
so good on stage. He's so good with the audience and the way he turns into this different person.
uh-huh.
You know, normally he's kind of,
Well,
kind of
that's-
quiet and reserved, but once
that's-
he gets up on stage,
That's his thing, boy.
I like it.
She's alright.
he's really good.
They're gonna not let you back in down there, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always loved that feeling, and there's a spot in every show, it seems like, where it always gets them.
Yeah.
There's the getter, there's a grabber, you know. And it's good when you feel that and you do it.
Yeah.
Man, it makes you feel good, you know, man, you're really singing.
That's cool.
Or you finish the set, you come off, man, we stomped that something, you
Yeah.
know.
That's true.
And that's nice.
Have you ever had to deal with like any like criticism
Hey, no.
at all? Like when the show started, like anyone like
Oh, sure.
yeah.
I've read them. I understand when I read them that I'm listening to a guy's jobs to make his living being critical,
Yeah. Yeah.
not being positive. He's not my salesman out there, so I read it with the understanding of that. And in there, you'll find little gems of things that, hey, you know, maybe he's right
Yeah,
on this
work on.
little bitty thing that you can work on, maybe.
Yeah. That's true. I think nowadays like people deal with like a lot more like criticism. Like the internet, anyone can go on there
Yeah.
and like say, oh, I don't like this. Or,
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
like, everyone.
Yeah, you ignore that. You gotta be able to turn your cheek away from that.
Yeah.
I was gonna sing, and I know I can't sing, but I was gonna sing. So I went and got a voice coach and a song coach, and we went down to this bar where he worked at night
Yeah.
playing. So we went to the bar at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'd take an hour and a half worth of singing lessons. And after about 6 months of this singing, I thought I was doing all right.
Yeah.
I thought I was doing pretty good, you know. And so we were deciding whether we should go on or should we drop the thing. And he was a good enough friend, a good enough guy. He said, "You want to know what I think?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Get the hell out of the music business. You got no business there whatsoever. Don't open your mouth except to talk
That's,
or to act.
yeah.
Other than that," he says, "stay away from it. You cannot sing."
That's funny.
He says, I've went longer with you than I have anyone else. I can't do nothing for you.
Yeah.
And that was good advice. I quit.
Yeah.
I quit that. I didn't sing anymore.
That's true.
But I can't sing either. I'm terrible.
Yeah.
The notes don't even resonate in my head. They have nothing.
Really.
Nothing comes through.
Yeah, I guess if you can't do something, don't force it, huh?
Yeah, don't force it.
Yeah. That's true.
Is that you out there, Buzz?
That's me.
Oh,
No,
that's right. Where were